views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. For those of you that are listening to the show, you've been listening for the last hour. We are kicking it up again. One of the things that I've started to share with all of you out there that listen to the Dr. Pat Show, that listen to Transformation Talk Radio, two things I know I'm really grateful about with all of you guys. One is that you let us know what you want to hear more about. The other thing is you also let us know how quickly and how much of that you want to hear. And so today's show is in direct response to the many, many requests that we get about talking about what it's like to have healing, to have, healing in a way that you don't really get to talk about much in the mainstream. But healing beyond what we think about in terms of a pill, potion, and lotion. Healing combining, energy medicine, what that means. But, a homeopathy, what does that word mean? I remember the first time I heard that word, it was from Dr. Darvish right there in our own backyard in Bellevue. You can check out drdarvish.com. But it's the first time I saw the word and I heard the word, and I was remember seeing it on paper, and I was like back in 2005, I think, and I was like, homeopathy, and I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is that crazy word? What does that even mean? And what I came to know is that I was entering a phase of my life that I never saw coming. I never saw getting sick in the way that happened to me. And I use that language because that's exactly the way it feels. When you get a diagnosis that is like, oopsie, you are really sick. I can sit here and I could probably brush by and use all the positive language, but I don't want to do that in today's show. Because each and every one of us shows up and we go to a doctor and we're really not doing well in life and we get the diagnosis. Now, the question is, what are we going to do with it? For me, I decided I was going to continue to pay for airtime, a lot of it. I was going to change the scope of the show back in 2005. You guys literally renamed it, and we were going to open it up to talk about all sorts of things that had to do with consciousness, healing and wellness, bringing that conversation to the forefront. Talking about Lyme disease in 2005 in a state of Washington, which to this day doesn't even recognize on its health page that it exists. Why did we do that? Because it was an idea whose time has come. Now, if you're Becky Chambers and you're writing a book, Homeopathy plus Whole Body Vibration, then what you're doing now is bringing a conversation to the forefront about healing and an idea that is now supported by research, that is now supported by science, that for many of us 10 years ago didn't necessarily have. But this is what I love about this, and this is why I'm so thrilled to be talking with Becky today, because part of this is thinking to ourselves, what if? What if there was a way to really connect the dots of energy medicine, energy healing? What if there was a way to look at this thing that I so brutally mispronounced early on? Still don't know if I'm getting it. And, homeopathy, what is that? What is whole body vibration? Today, Becky's going to introduce the power of this. We're going to talk about and explore this synergy that ignites healing in our body. And what is it about this conversation today that people thousands of years ago knew about? Well, I'm so thrilled she's joining me here today because, a natural health practitioner specializing in the body, mind, spirit therapies, whole body vibration, and much more. Been doing it for 30 years. Why? Because she, like me, had a call to action. Becky, it's great to have you here. Welcome to the show. I'm loving this conversation. I got to start out with the question because, I've read the book. I understand a little bit about what fuels our, the flame of passion for some of us. Sometimes it is something that happens, like I shared, out of left field, totally unexpected. And the next thing I know, boom, you've got a magical, mystical, chronicle illness, as it's called. What was your challenge? What obstacle did you have to overcome so that you could be here today talking about this?
Well, gosh, there's just been so many challenges. I wouldn't know where to begin. I mean, it started when I was a kid with 30 years of depression from my earliest childhood memories. And it got very severe in my teenage years, clinical, chronic, severe depression. And then we added in eating disorders and then allergies and everything on the planet and chemical sensitivities and joint problems head to toe. And it just snowballed. It got worse and worse and worse, actually. It's been a lifetime learning journey, and it's been very exciting, actually, too, because like you're talking about, it has led me to the discovery of energy medicine and energy in general, which boggles the mind when you start discovering about it and how powerfully it is part of our universe and world, and how much it is not just like kind of floating around and we're missing it. It's actually controlling everything. And by learning how to work with energy, your energy and the world is energy, you gain such an incredible ability to grow and change and become who you're really meant to be, which is we're all these incredible sparks of light that get admittedly very dampened down at times. But energy medicine I have found to be the critical element that is not addressed. Most people at this point are pretty aware of like nutrition and exercise and nutritional supplements and maybe go to the chiropractor. Acupuncture and Western medicine, of course, has its place, but energy medicine, it turns out to be incredibly powerful and totally overlooked most of the time.
Well, I have to tell you, I don't do a lot of Dr. Ozing. And I remember that all of a sudden, Dr. Oz comes out. Boy, it had to be like 4 years ago, I think. Dr. Oz comes out and makes this blanket statement that literally put the term energy medicine on the map for mainstream, right? And Dr. Oz comes out, and I don't remember exactly what he says, but he comes out and he says, Dr. Oz is the next frontier or something like that. He says, energy medicine is the next frontier of medicine. It is the future of medicine.
I 100% agree. It's like, honestly, when I'm doing it, I feel like I'm like on Star Trek, when that guy used to do the little and everything gets healed.
But isn't this like, Becky, right? I mean, let's talk about this. I don't think that I'm far off when I say go back thousands of years and look at some of the stories we hear about healing. go back thousands of years, even though we did not write down and document things. But even
absolutely.
hundreds of years. I mean, this is like old school almost.
It's a combination. What's really cool is that in this day and age now where we have science so highly developed, we are actually able to look at the science behind how does energy medicine, which they've been talking about since 4000 BC. In China, they had acupuncture and chakras in India and everything. That's all energy medicine and spirit. When you talk about God and faith healing and hands-on healing, all of that is energy medicine. There is an actual basis for all of that that's scientific. Mm-hmm. We just, like, sometimes you have to develop that ability to see so into such a different world. So you need different types of machines and instruments to see this stuff. Like, for example, magnetic resonance imaging can measure the energy waves, the electromagnetic energy coming off of our brain, out of our brain and our bodies. That's energy medicine. That's energy. And then when you interact, you properly interact and you give resonating energies to the energy that's already existing, you can have these huge effects in the physical world.
Yeah.
Just like when a singer hits a note and a glass shatters. Yeah. In a way, that's energy medicine.
Yeah, it is.
But it's an energy
that's
effect.
That's a perfect thing to talk about. That's a perfect analogy. And I want to take a short break, and when we come back, I want to talk about that because, what you've done in the book, I think is actually brilliant, and I would love for you to share some of your discoveries. I mean, here we are, with what you've written, homeopathy plus whole body vibration, combining two energy medicines ignites healing. So when we come back, what I'd love to do is let's talk about what that is. What is homeopathy? What is that? And what is the principle that that's based on? And then now here we go. You have so beautifully documented information from experts in this book. Let's talk about what some of that looks like. We're going to take a short break, everyone. When we come back, more with Becky Chambers here. We're talking about, get ready for it. And by the way, we're opening up the phone lines, 1-800-930-2819. Love to hear from you, comments, questions. We'll be right back.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Pat. The ancient Inca root vegetable maca is world-renowned for its wide array of health benefits. As a family-run company of true maca specialists, the maca team's mission is to provide you with fresh, organic, premium quality maca powders at a fair price. Amazing. All of the products are always organically grown, fair-traded, GMO-free, fresh, and potent. So don't take my word for it. Experience the life-changing benefits of maca today. Visit themacateam.com.
Enlightening, humorous, and compassionate. Listen live to The Kelly Ballard Show, insight and inspiration from the great beyond. Kelly is a fourth-generation medium and intuitive who covers topics ranging from grief, spirit guides, and listening to your intuition. Kelly can help you get answers and guidance from the other side with a little bit of humor and a lot of healing. Tune in to The Kelly Ballard Show, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Time here on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Are you and your family looking for one manageable lifestyle change that will positively impact your health? Look no further. That change begins inside your drinking glass. Learn how to put a lid on junk drinking by sipping from a recipe collection of colorful, fresh, tasty, wholesome fruit and vegetable blends. Get your copy now of Sip the Garden. Fun, easy drinks for a healthier family by T. Carey Mitchell. Visit lifestyle120.com for information on how to order.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Ronnie DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Ronnie DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Ronnie DeLuce at info@ronniedeluceonradio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Ronnie DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Join the Pacific Northwest EFT Tappers at the 6th Annual Tappers Gathering March 19th at Bastyr University in Seattle. You will learn EFT applications, forge a strong community, and share healing stories. The event raises money and awareness for EFT tapping scientific research. Net proceeds go to our 501c3 nonprofit to further prove the efficacy of EFT. Bring your cards and information for a fun and inspiring day of networking. Visit nwtappersgathering.com or call 360-661-6877.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune into Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Yeah, you talk about vibration. Just listen to a little bit of Janis Joplin. I'm Dr. Pat. You're listening to the Dr. Pat Show, Talk Radio to Thrive By. Becky Chambers joining me here today. You know, we are talking about the combining two energy medicines and how that ignites healing. And, you know, Becky, in the book, you're really talking about, listen, we have science now. We have things that we're learning about what's happening in our bodies. Certainly, you're looking at, the booming body, mind, spirit, energy, vibration platform in the country now. And yet at the same time, we are just not quite understanding how all of this works. What have you found successful in talking with people about energy medicine, about healing?
What have I found successful?
Yeah, in the conversations of the message. Yeah. What are people eager to hear more about from you?
Oh, okay. Well, people are excited about energy medicine these days, which is really terrific. That they're seeing that we need more than what conventional Western medicine is offering, and they're much more. They're open to this whole energy idea. So, which is terrific, because I'm all excited about, and they're excited to hear how whole body vibration, and homeopathy work, both of them. So, whole body vibration is booming worldwide. It's a machine which you stand on, and it vibrates and sends vibrations through your whole body. So it actually works on body, mind, and spirit all at once. It was originally developed as athletic equipment for Olympic athletes. It's such an intense body effects on your muscles and your bones and so on. However, in this book, and right now, I'm going to talk more about its energy effects, and they're really exciting because I think that's one of the most powerful things it does. When you stand on it, first of all, every neuron in your body is being stimulated to shoot signals into your brain, lighting up your whole brain. And your brain is, your thoughts and your feelings are really the powerhouse of your energy. That's what's creating and sending out energy in a large part.
Yeah.
So that's one effect right there. And then there's this fascinating thing about how our bodies are actually like liquid crystals in that they are highly organized molecular structures, and all crystals happen to have this physical property called piezoelectricity, which is the ability to turn mechanical vibration into electromagnetic energy. So, whenever any person, being, or animal actually stands on a whole body vibration machine plate that's vibrating, their body instantly turns that mechanical vibration into the exact electromagnetic energy that they need to help unblock their energy meridians and get their chakras spinning and shoot energy all over their body, which is pretty awesome. Now, how do I know this? One of the ways I know this, there's a couple of ways. One is that instantly, for many people, pain levels and inflammation levels start to drop dramatically. As in, like, I have many people who get on the plate with some joint is hurting, they've got some kind of pain somewhere, and by the time they get off, 1 or 2 minutes later, it's gone. I know that sounds ridiculous, and everybody's always like looking at me. I can't believe it. It's gone. That's weird. But it does happen. And now that can't really that couldn't be, due to sort of like the massage effect. It's so quick that it's got to be an energy effect.
Right.
And then there's this very interesting aspect of something I've discovered from using both homeopathy and whole body vibration together. If you're doing homeopathy is energy medicine. It's you take substances, little pellets or water or something that holds electromagnetic energy. It's been very carefully impregnated with just the energy that you want, because you're looking with homeopathy to find an energy that resonates with a person's energy. So that's where the homeopathy name comes for. It means basically same problem. So you're looking for an energy that resonates with the problems that person already has, so that when you get a resonating energy, you can have these very big effects in the physical world, and so that it can help your body heal its energy, which then heals your body, will then heal itself. So anyway, when you use whole body vibration along with homeopathy, it turns out that you seem to start needing more homeopathy.
Yeah.
And it's not that you're having more problems. It's that you're changing faster. When you use homeopathy, you're letting go of negative energy. There are typically, in most people, we store negative energy from traumas in our life, any type, whether it's physical, emotional, sexual, spiritual, in our lifetime. Something awful happens to you, something even just a little bad maybe. Your body and your mind remembers this. That's why, somebody talks about something really painful in your childhood, or you think about something painful that happened to you, and you can start to shake practically and get shivers up and down your spine. You're like, oh no, that was so awful. That's the memory in your body and in your mind still having an effect on you. That energy is stored, and if that's the kind of thing that homeopathy can help let go of, so that it doesn't any longer have that ability to cause pain in your current life and disturb your energy. These things are stored in layers in your body, kind of like the layers of an onion. And to allow your inner beauty and life and joy and peace and power to shine forth, you have to kind of let go of all those negative things that are making you think like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, I'm whatever.
Yeah.
You let it all go, and behold, you are phenomenal. But homeopathy helps each layer. You got to go layer by layer, and each layer can be let go of with homeopathy, and the whole process happens much faster, has been my experience, if you're doing whole body vibration along with it.
You know, there are questions that come up around this, Becky, right? I mean, there are questions that come up, and I know you have been faced with them. I think the world is faced with them, you know, and what you're really talking about is a process that seems to be very different than what we have become accustomed to. You know, the idea of layer and layer and layer and looking at that, and boy, I'm quite familiar with that. I remember when Dr. Darvish first said that to me, peeling the onion back. We are literally, in some cases, aren't we? We are literally shedding a lifetime of things. And so the question that comes up, you know, for many people is, but what happens to me now? My liver is failing, or I have this thing going on. Can energy medicine be a solution for that? We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Becky about whole body vibration. How does it work? And what happens when we enter the realm of chronic illness? What does that even mean? And how is this powerful approach to healing? How is this working so well for people? Stay tuned. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
It's just me against the world.
The doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Do you want the freedom to spend more time with your loved ones? Travel the world? Live spontaneously? Get ready, because the Chip Justice Show is here. Hosts Dr. Pat Basile and Chip Justice can help you build meaningful success while embracing life. Living a life you love is the end game in this new, inspirational, and empowering show. Positive changes for a life you'll love. Tune in every month on TransformationTalkRadio.com and visit PositiveChangeInstitute.co for more information.
Tune in to the Angels and Answers Psychic Radio Show with clairvoyants Artie Hoffman and Sky Siegel every Thursday for a 2-hour show, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio. Artie and Sky deliver spiritual and motivational messages with passion and a sense of humor. Call in 800-930-2819 for live and on-air readings. Visit artiehoffman.com and skyofangels.com.
What is a Master Soul Gardener? With Nomi Bahar, you can be one too. Her revolutionary Gates of Power method is a comprehensive program that addresses every aspect of yourself and gives you the tools to tend to the seeds of your soul's garden. Let Nomi guide you through and beyond what's holding you back and help you embrace the life you've always dreamed of. To learn more about upcoming classes and workshops, visit gatesofpower.com today.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
What are vibes? We often use this word, but did you know vibes can actually be useful and help solve our everyday challenges? Embark on an exciting learning journey with Caitlin Keat, 11-time Visionary Award winner, specialist in vibrational energy, and the creator of Vibes Up. Join Caitlin as she takes you through the world of vibrational therapy and energy healing, with natural solutions for a modern world. Visit vibesup.com to learn more today.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's so great to have you tuning us in, turning us on. One of the things I want to say, Becky's going to give out some information, and what I'd love to do is give a copy of her book away. For those of you out there, you know, we're going to use the way that we always do this. First caller, 1-800-930-2819. First caller calling into the show, Mr. Benny will get your information, and we'd love to give you a copy of the book. Becky, I would love for you to, first of all, let folks know how they can get a copy of the book, but also, you know, what's the best way for people to find out more about you?
Well, to find out more about me, there's my website. It's BC for Becky Chambers, vibranthealth.com. www.bcvibranthealth.com. There's all kinds of info on there, and you can buy my book on there. You can also buy my book on Amazon. The Look Inside feature should be up any day. Okay. And that's the easiest way.
Okay, cool. You know, so I was talking about, okay, look, here we are, and, you know, we're now discovering the power in homeopathy, energy medicine, whole body vibration. We're now discovering things about this. You know, you have combined two energy methods, right, to ignite healing. That's the subtitle of the book. And I think it's important, you know, for two things for us to talk about. One is the world changing, Becky? Are we getting more of an acceptance of energy medicine now? And are we getting an audience which is paying attention to the results that it's bringing? What have you found?
Yeah, it's a very exciting time to be involved in energy medicine and healing, because I was sick for, 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. And when I was first getting sick 40 years ago with all my allergies and all the rest of this, chemical sensitivity, people thought I was completely nuts. And there was no energy medicine really around here. I mean, I live in the Boston area where there's not much natural health to begin with, and virtually there was nothing in energy. Now, and so I was starting to get into all this stuff, and for years people thought I was kind of like wacko. Yeah. Not anymore, though. Even around here, and certainly all over the country, people are really excited to hear about it. And they're open, and they're gaining the benefits. They're seeing the benefits. Lots and lots of people get to experience how powerful it is in their health. What I love about homeopathy and vibration, especially the homeopathy, is that you are not just healing your physical body. Yes, your physical symptoms get better. Particularly, you mentioned chronic health, and chronic health problems almost always have a very strong energy component. And I'm not saying nutrition and toxins and all that is not important, but energy is huge. And you heal your physical body, but at the same time, your emotional and psychological state becomes so much stronger and healthier. Your energy going out into the world is changing, becoming much more positive, and that draws more positive energy back towards you. Your whole life starts changing. It's a way of improving and changing your whole life, yourself and what's in your life, as well as your physical body. Your physical body, it's important. When it's not working well, you are not happy. It's hard to overcome that, and just rise above. That's very hard to do. But I actually have come to the point, and I had a million health problems, so many physical health problems as well as psychological ones that it just is just incomprehensible. But I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I mean,
anyway.
I think part of this, though, is, when we're looking at this, people don't understand what we even mean when we say whole body vibration. And I think, definitely people can take a look on your website and get a sense of it. But the idea of whole body vibration is a conversation all onto itself. And let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about the idea of vibration, what it is and how it works.
Okay. Yeah, vibration is phenomenal. I got into that about maybe 15 years ago, and it's a platform that vibrates physically, mechanically moves. And you stand on it, it sends vibration through your whole body. So originally developed for Olympic athletes, like 40 years ago or so. And it's used by NASA and athletes all over the world at this point because it has such dramatic effects on your physical body, your muscle strength and flexibility, balance, coordination, bone density. That's why NASA's using it with the astronauts, because they don't lose bone density because they actually send whole body vibration machines into space with the astronauts, and they don't lose bone density. That's hugely important for Americans, third world, especially first world people. And Americans have huge bone density problems. And it works on human growth hormone levels go up. It works on your whole hormonal system and your brain. It raises serotonin levels in your brain, and norepinephrine gives you energy. I was so sick, right? Okay, I have almost no health problems now. It is so radical that I could have been turned around from the just complete wreck in every sense of the word, on every level, to feeling fantastic. And just my life is all in order, all going along just wonderfully. There's so many exciting, wonderful, beautiful things going on in my life these days, and I would never have expected that. Talk about your unexpected turns. Growing up, I was the most miserable kid, and I figured I would not be around all that long, one way or another. And now I'm very happy, so it's remarkable. But I attribute it primarily to, energy medicine is an absolutely hugest part of how I turned everything around.
Yeah. Well, when we're talking about the vibration and the vibration machines, let's talk about those for a minute, if we could, because when you are chronically ill, let's just combine that with having chronic pain, because usually, for a lot of folks, they go hand in hand, right?
Right.
A lot of pain. And you go to your doctor, and your doctor says to you, oh, yeah, I know you got a lot of pain, but, you got to move your body. You got to get out there. You got to exercise. And by the way, you got to build muscle. And you're thinking to yourself, in what lifetime is that going to happen? And so here you are, you're faced with the dilemma of, yep, I know I got to move my body. I know I'm literally moving into atrophy stage, and yet you just can't. And so here we have this, these
vibration's incredible for this, because actually with vibration, it's really important not to do too much. Isn't that nice to hear?
I know.
So,
but
especially if you're already in pain and having difficulty, you're probably better off with a really gentle, and that means also less expensive, generally, machine, and you just stand on it for a couple of minutes to begin with, and you gradually build up, and instantly it's lowering pain and inflammation in the sort of the way that acupuncture does, which it's well known for. Acupuncture is famous for that, its ability to lower pain and inflammation. And whole body vibration works as an energy treatment like acupuncture, as well as many other ways. It can be a workout. If you get to where you're using a more powerful machine and you're doing exercise positions and really doing a workout, it's an intense workout. So you can do that too. But even a tiny amount, like when I run classes, I have the whole class start with like 1 minute each person on a gentle machine. And the next week, when they come back, we do 2 minutes. And the next week, we do 3 minutes each. Honestly, it's just mind-boggling. Everybody is feeling better and more energized and sleeping better, and they're starting to drop their drugs because they don't need them anymore, because it's energy medicine. At only 1 or 2 minutes just standing there, that's why I love doing classes, actually, because you need a bunch of people all getting better, or nobody believes it. You do it with one person, and they're like, nah, it couldn't have been the vibration. I was only on there for a minute, and it didn't feel like that much. Couldn't have been that. It certainly wasn't a workout. But it gives you energy, and it improves your mental state. So it makes it much easier to start working out as you're feeling better. Your pain levels are going down. Your energy's going up. Your mood's improving. So then you go out and you go for a walk along with your 1 minute of vibration, and you gradually build up the amount of vibration you're doing so that you can do a workout and you can do more time. But at the same time, you start doing other exercise, and what's really great, too, is your work becomes more effective. Your brain is working better. So suddenly you're doing projects that you were procrastinating on and seemed too difficult. But now your brain is like starting to really click and light up and work, and your mood. When serotonin levels go up, motivation, confidence, all those things increase, and it becomes much easier to function.
Wow.
So I'm a huge fan of whole body vibration, but make sure you check my website because it is really important to do the right type of vibration. There's a lot of different stuff out there at this point. It's booming worldwide. I mean, you go on Amazon, there's like, oh my gosh, there might be almost 100 machines on there by now. And there's no information as to what is really doing what. You need to understand it. It's so powerful. It has such a powerful effect on your body and your mind and your spirit that you need to do it right and just learn about it a little bit first.
Yeah. And, part of this, though, is understanding, what you're talking about in the book. It's understanding how all of this works, how we are connected. And I think some of the breakthroughs that we're really looking at we're understanding now the fact that, okay, wait, everything is energy. So does that mean the food I'm putting in my body? And, what does that mean? One of the things that you mention in the book is live cell therapy. And I wonder if you could talk about that.
Sure. I've had a lot of success with live cell therapy. It's not very well known in this country. It started in Europe. It's very powerful therapy of taking fetal tissue, usually, of a different species, like pig or something, and ideally, the most powerful is to take it of a specific organ that's like having a problem in your body. So say your liver was having a lot of difficulty. Liver fetal tissue from this that's very carefully treated so that it's safe, then you put it in your body. And I used to do it orally, just put it under my tongue, these vials of this material, and it signals your body, and it's kind of like homeopathy in that it's working on I believe it's a little unknown for sure exactly how it works, but it somehow signals your body to heal that organ in your body very dramatically, because that tissue that you're putting under your tongue has so many factors involved in causing that would be telling a liver to grow and regenerate and repair itself, because fetal tissue, that's what it's all about. It's growing like mad. So it transfers all this regrowing information and signal to your body. I had very dramatic results. I used it for a whole bunch of different organs, and there's a lot of different ways to do live cell therapy at this point, but there are many people who report very dramatic results. So I did include it in the book because it has something to do, it seems, with homeopathy. And when you have damaged systems, it can be remarkable in how powerfully it can signal your body to
Well, what's fascinating about this is, too, I mean, recently the insurance and the medical profession pulled off the market a treatment for knee and joint pain. And it was the injection of I want to call it a natural substance, that came from, cells, a natural substance, which people were having a phenomenal result with. And, the way that they approached this was by saying, wait a minute, it's actually rebuilding cartilage, in the knees. And all of a sudden now, wait a minute, the science doesn't show that it's actually helping anybody. And yet there is so much anecdotal information about how this particular treatment is helping. I mean, this seems to be an ongoing battle of how do we get more acceptance for treatments that people are literally coming out and saying, this has really worked. This is what's happening. I know you must be dealing with that every day. Are we making any progress there?
Well, we clearly are, in that the masses of people are becoming more and more interested and open and excited about alternatives. And I don't believe that the establishment can stop the masses of people if that's their will. It's I open the book with that quote from Buddha of the sun, the moon, and the truth. 3 things that can not long be hidden. And I believe that is really, especially right now, is the time. The truth is coming out, and people are very excited about it. So that's we create the government, right? So
yes,
if we want something, we can make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, and this is really what, we come together and we talk about. That's why you're writing the book, and you're really bringing to the forefront some of the things that people are thinking, wait a minute, I've tried this and I've tried that. We're hearing stories, aren't we, Becky, about, people that have gone down every path possible, let's say, to combat cancer. And, and then when all else fails, let's turn to some of the natural protocols and see what happens. Sometimes they work, and sometimes I guess they don't. But what can we say to people to help them understand what the options are?
Well, read my book. There are a lot of options out there. This is the one that I've found that's gotten me so excited. I've found it to be, I've tried a lot of stuff in my quest for some health, and I just found enormous success with this. It was very interesting, too, because it was a very clear step-by-step process. It wasn't an overnight type of thing where I could heal my entire body with all my problems overnight. No. It took a lot of work and determination. Of course, most people, it's not as much work as it was for me, because most people are not so many problems. But you can really see how it works. You can watch it happening. There's a really interesting thing that happens with homeopathy when you're using to really change your thoughts, where your deeper energy is, which is very important in chronic health problems. Yeah. You have to use what are called high-potency homeopathic remedies, and that's not something you can buy in your local health food store. Mm-hmm. There you buy low potency, and they work more on the physical level, and they won't work usually with chronic health problems. They work more for like an acute thing like a bee sting, or you ate some meat that was bad or something and got sick. But if you've got chronic health problems, you want to work with a homeopath who understands it, because it is so powerful. You do need to be careful with it, and they will probably use higher potency homeopathic remedies. Fascinatingly, with higher potency remedies, you often get what's called an aggravation before you get better. Yes. So the aggravation is that your symptoms actually increase briefly. That is because the energy waves, if you get the right remedy where the energy waves resonate, which means they line up perfectly, like waves on an ocean, when you get 2 waves that are lining up, they'll suddenly double in size as they line up and then dissipate. So that's what's happening in your body. Your body's trying to heal itself, expressing its problems with certain symptoms and having a certain energy wave. And if I gave you a substance that resonated and had the same energy wave, briefly those energy waves get bigger. Your symptoms suddenly get a little bit worse, or maybe kind of very noticeably, and it can be kind of scary even, and then they go away. Yes. So actually what's really interesting too is that is a big indication that it is not placebo, because placebo, over hundreds of years of studies, is well known. You get better without, you just get better because you're thinking you're going to get better, but you never get worse before you get better. Right. You just get better. Now, homeopathy, if I gave you the right thing, you're very likely to actually get worse first and then better. So it's pretty fascinating, and I could watch that process happen with me over and over as I took many different homeopathics in the process of healing all my many, many symptoms. So it was very fascinating.
We also have learned a lot about that reaction that you're describing, and I love the way you talked about that. Yeah, there's a fundamental and physiological difference between placebo experiments, so to speak, right? And I love to talk about that because sometimes what's happening with the treatment is we're literally killing things off that really are not supposed to be in our bodies, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're killing them off, where are they going to go? How do they get out of the body? So the body literally is processing how to do that. And I know you do this with the folks you work with, as pretty much, anyone that works in this arena is drink lots of water. There are so many things now we've learned on how to do that. But there is that point by which, you are going to feel the results of healing. And I'm so glad you talked about it that way, right?
It's sort of the healing crisis.
Yeah, it's a healing crisis because we are healing. We are burning things off, as I like to say. There are things that are being, pushed or eliminated from our bodies that are not really serving us. Everything from heavy metals, heavy metals we've accumulated, to maybe parasites, to maybe other, I like to call them bugs that have gotten in there that are just not really belonging in there.
And negative thoughts.
Yeah, isn't that really the process, though?
Negative thoughts and feelings.
Yeah,
they
that's
have
a big
more
one.
power than you would ever believe.
Yeah.
Being afraid of something gives it a power. And it's very hard to just tell yourself not to be afraid.
Oh, yeah.
I spent 30 years before I found homeopathy trying to get better. And I had all those psychological, emotional issues at 30 years of depression, right? Oh, my gosh. All the effort I put into trying to be more cheerful, it was pretty sad. And very fruitless, I have to tell you. I never got further than, like, a fake-looking smile, and really I'm, like, dying inside,
Exactly.
And now I am a very, very happy person. So the homeopathy is changing your energy, and a large part of that is what's in your head, your emotional and psychological state, and that causes a different set of, that lets go of that unleashes your body's ability to heal itself. Your body has an incredible ability to heal itself. But if you're still stuck in the same energy, it can't do it. It can't go where you would like it to go. On the surface level, you're thinking, damn, I would just really love to feel great. But on the deep subconscious levels, you're still stuck in all those negative thoughts from whatever, from all those difficult things you've gone through in your life.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I had a friend, tell me a number of years ago, and he said this to me. It's really fascinating. He said, the difference between the people that win the lottery and all the people that don't. And my mind went to a million places on that question. And, he said this to me, and actually it makes a lot of sense. He said the people that win the lottery don't actually even think about the lottery ticket, how much it cost, when did they have to buy it. They get up, they go through the motion, and there's a sense of knowing, and there's a sense of peace and a sense of calm. And so I said to my friend, how did you ever find that information out? And, what's fascinating about that is it's hard to heal anything when we're focused on how absolutely discouraging the disease is. And, the energy of that alone has its own weight and heaviness, doesn't it? Thank you, Becky. Thank you for today. I'd love for you to just one more time give out your website, and then what's your personal message would you like to leave us with today?
Okay, my website is www.bc, for Becky Chambers, bcvibranthealth.com. And my message is just that you can do it. You can heal. You are so beautiful inside. You just need to free your soul and fly soar to the ultimate heights.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Becky. Thank you so much. For those of you out there, if you've missed any part of this, it will be playing tonight again on transformationtalkradio.com. If you want to find out more about us, go to Facebook, The Dr. Pat Show, Twitter, The Dr. Pat Show. And remember, you have everything you need inside of you to shine. We'll see you next time on the show.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.